And welcome back, everybody. Map number 2 going underway. Demise have chosen Coastal, and Endpoint have chosen to start out on the Axis side, I believe. Well, of course, this is not live right now.
Yeah, I'd presume not. Seems like some of the players were ready to get going, but perhaps some not. Hoping it's not more PC issues, but I don't think it'll be as big of a problem. Yeah, we're just getting a quick restart in, so hopefully we'll be able to get into the action really soon, Mitch, and continue on with this. But yeah, I'm not really too surprised that we see Coastal coming out. It is, as you said, at least when you were explaining to me, you said Demise pretty solid on all the maps, all the core ones at least.
Yeah.
Sevilla, you can throw that out the window for now because no team really plays that one. So
yeah.
whenever we say a team is pretty confident in their map pool, we'll
exclude Sevilla.
Yeah, we'll exclude Sevilla most of the time. But yeah, coming into this one, I think this could be a very interesting game. As we said, though, Endpoint, they picked up that knife round. They'll be starting off on the Axis side, which is kind of surprising because we've seen them have a lot of success on the Allied side. And you gave us some inside info a minute ago saying that it's the Allied side of Coastal is actually what Dins does tend to prefer.
Yeah, in general, he does prefer to start it on the Allied side. And so I was talking to him the other day, and he explained to me that basically if you're on the Allied side and you get off to a poor start, well, you've always got that Axis side, right, to come back on. You know, when you switch over, even if it's 11-4, 10-5, you're going to be able to go, well, look, we're going over to the favorite side. We've got the stronger weapons. Most teams do prefer to start to play that defensive side. And then also, if you start to close that scoreline in, let's say 10-5, right? You're moving over to the Axis. You bring it back 10-8, 10-9, 10-10. A lot of teams don't have that kind of mental fortitude to go, okay, look, we need to look at what we're doing. It's all right. You know, we've still got a lot of room to maneuver here on the Allied side. If we figure out the problem with their defense, it's all good. They're not going to have that. They're going to come into things and go, we had such a big lead. Now we're tied, you know, and then it's a downhill battle from there, mentality-wise. We're getting into things with Demise. Looking to pick up a couple of carbines, 2 smokes in play as well early on. They're, of course, on the Allied side, looking to claim some mid-control early on. And those smokes perfectly allow them to make their way out there towards Statue. Ratplan is aware of this, though. Trying to spam through the smoke, and he almost claims a life, but not quite able to finish it off. And look at the aggression coming through from Endpoint in the bottom of red. They've already made their way to the top of mid, and they're going to be coming up behind the Allies. Now, this could be risky as Niels pushes through. He's going to be dropped down low. The retake going to be easy, splitting it from the red house as well.
That's the bomb drop, though. This could be a real problem right now for Demise. Luckily enough, Blue is going to go ahead and try things out. So that allows them to bring the bomb up to the site. They should be able to find this plant. And Dins, he's on a crucial flank indeed, able to catch Replan off guard. Suddenly, when he's in the remains, 1v2, that is not going to be easy by any means. Has a general idea of where the players are positioned. Spots out the first and takes that kill onto Dins. And then with the shotgun in hand, he can be very dangerous up close. Gets the kill. And that's the opening round for Endpoint. A massive clutch from Cinda.
Yeah, and we've seen him do this time and time again. Really nice connecting that last shot with the shotgun.
Bomb defused.
And I mean, you can't expect a player to come out with that consistently, but Sin delivers every single time. 1-0 to Endpoint now. As they sit over on that Axis side, they want to get off to a strong start, right? They want to be sitting around 9 rounds as they finish here on Coastal. With Demise looking to potentially go for just the carbines, I don't think they'll really want to pull out all too much more. Getting the bomb plant in the previous round, you want to save up your economy and go for that full buy in the next round. So although you'll kind of sacrifice that second round, it's worth it eventually. What's interesting is they don't go for smokes, so early on Endpoint are going to have the knowledge that it's more than likely going to be an A hit, and that's going to be reinforced by Kostya's engagement towards mid. He's already found one, but that's all he's going to get right now. And Demise closing in the distance here. It's only Reflexor on the scope in the A house. This could be the bomb site for them. If Reflexor isn't careful.
He's got a lot of info, though, because he has been able to spot at least 2 players crossing over. So I'd expect that to be called to his teammates, as we can see a flank attempting to come in right now. Samuel does spot that one out, though. The problem is, with the current weapon he has, it's not going to be easy to find those kills close range. And so far, things are going to be working out. Replan and Reflex are working with the scoped rifles. And it's the early double sniper setup that works. In the second round, Mitch, this is strange from Endpoint because we don't normally see weapons like that coming out. Like in the previous one on Manor House, we saw that SDG, of course, come out for Replan, I believe it was. And now into this one, they just immediately invest into 2 snipers. that could be really dangerous. If they lose that, that's so much money down the drain, and also one being handed over to that allied side, or potentially two, which would probably not be the greatest idea to pick up both. But yeah, it's risky, but it worked out for them. They have that 2-0 lead, and this is where the buy is now going to come in for Demise. They get the Thompsons, the carbines, Samuel on the sniper, and a nice amount of utility with a couple of nades and smokes.
Like, Endpoint are like the only team that you see doing this again and again, always going in for those buys of the double snipers, regardless of the side, and doing it so early on in the second round, that is incredibly risky, but it works out for them. Nice aggression from Kostya, a monster on that MP40, but his teammates are oh, he eventually gets dropped. He survived way too long there. He's shot down by multiple players. Replan given an opportunity, doesn't connect the shot though, but he hasn't given away his position, allowing him to claim one on the Dins and equalize things into a 2 versus 2. That bomb's still to be planted as Blues gets a little bit aggressive. But now he's going to be able to cover his teammate. The bomb undoubtedly going down. 2 scopes here on the retake. Not going to be ideal, but the Grease Gun picks one up to start things off. Spotted out the second player as well. Now they can use the range to allow their scopes to find the kills. They're not even doing that though. Still with the Grease Gun and the carbine. As Blues finds one, things could get a little bit risky, as the defuse has to be touched by Replan. Comes around with the Tommy though, and that's an easy kill. Shouting with joy as Endpoint pick up a 3rd round. But Demise are going to have a decent economy here. The 3 tokens going to be added to each player. And of course they got the bomb plant, so they already have one in the bank. So that's handy enough. 4 tokens going to be enough to get a decent buy for Demise. They can have 3 players on Garans, and 2 with Garans and smokes. So I'd like to see them avoid getting the frag grenades in this round. Just go for 2 smokes, full Garans, and see what they can get working with those really powerful rifles.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. They have fully invested, and looks like they've actually just gone for a mostly utility buy. They have the couple of carbines, couple of Thompsons, and Samuel again going to get that sniper out. And they do actually keep a few tokens in reserve. Dins could have bought a nade if he wanted to, decided against it. And Samuel, actually rather Blues it was early on, who was almost able to get that opening kill on the Reflexer. Instead, it's Niels who does manage to open things up, finds that aggression from KosJ. And I feel like that's something they should really just be expecting every single round, because he always goes for it. No matter what map it is, no matter what site he's playing, he just loves to push forward with that Thompson. A very aggressive player on that Axis side indeed. There we go. Reflex are going to be able to find themselves one. Mark going to find himself a quick headshot as well, and actually may be able to follow it up with another on towards Dins. Does so successfully, and suddenly it's only Blues that remains. 1v3, and he's finished off. Endpoint getting off to a very similar start to what we've seen over on Manor House.
There you go with the 4-0 lead. Endpoint are flying ahead, and it really is just amazing that these double scopes are working out. Endpoint really taking advantage of the fact that the scoped weapons were dropped to 5 tokens. Over on that Axis side, they're feeling confident, and it's weird because often you do see the Kar 98K unscoped come out, because it's just a more versatile weapon, right? You can take the close range kills from hip fire. It's pretty damn accurate. But then you can go long range as well. You just have to squint a little bit, maybe sit closer to your screen. Yeah. It is the exact same weapon, just the hip fire accuracy is going to be a lot better with it. And that gives it more versatility, of course. Ooh, Kostya, not with an SMG this time. Instead, an STG is going to be opening things up towards the broken wall. That's a trade, though, as Mark had already been dropped early on, and now Kostya's trapped, being watched as he attempts to leave the broken wall area. He's going to have to fight his way out of that one. Reflexer's there with the scope, not able to pick anything up as they close in the distance. Spam's coming through, almost take him down, but he's going to be able to regen as Cinda finds one on the Blues. And Replan still holding the back, hasn't been spotted, or hadn't, as he eventually connects the headshot onto Strove, leaving the advantage in the favor of Endpoint for now, and indeed secured by Cinda's shot onto Samuel, saving the life of Kostya in the process, I believe.
Yeah, all alone now for Niels. A tough task for him to try and clutch out this 1v3. If he can find a couple of kills at least, that's something he could be happy with. Build up the extra tokens. But doesn't have a lot of time to work with, and the bomb, of course, also being dropped. Just over 20 seconds remaining. Is he going to even bother to try and push forward is the question. He does still have that Thompson in his hands, of course, so that could be worthwhile considering saving. But now he makes his way into the house. He's going to be spotted out already, dropped on the bottom floor. And as he makes his way up now, the problem is he still doesn't have that bomb, of course, so there's not really anything he can do. His hope here is to just stay alive. He's going to be forced to try and take that fight. needed to get that kill if he wanted any sort of a chance to do so. But now, Endpoint leading 5-0. Off to a very similar start to what we've seen on Manor House, of course. I think it was 5-0 over on that map as well at one point.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Endpoint having these strong leads early on, it's really given them a massive advantage. It's hard to get back into maps when you're 6-7-0 down. Not even from a mentality perspective, but if you're just playing an okay game, you're bringing what you should to a map, it's very, very difficult to consistently ring out a positive amount of rounds versus those you lose and a surplus of rounds. Especially against a team like Endpoint, who were so strong, you know as well, they already have that one map in the bag. And I was speaking to Mark yesterday, of course, while we were casting and saying how it sort of feels to be one map down and then fall behind in that second map. And he was saying, that's obviously in a best of 3, so a little bit different in a best of 5, is even if you do lose 2-0, you still have the potential to come back and win. You just have to find 3 in a row. And speaking of Mark, he was saying that, you know, it can be really hard to keep that positive mentality if the start of the map starts to swing into the other team's favor. You know you're 1-0 down. Although, funny thing about that, they haven't actually experienced that so far, I believe, throughout Battalion, with the exception of Mark and Kostya, obviously. But this lineup itself, they've yet to lose a best of 3 in a competitive setting.
Really?
Yeah, they lost 1 map over in Gallantry, and they've lost 2 so far in this LAN.
Okay.
So across 3 full LANs, that's 3 map losses.
That's pretty dominant. You do have to say that. It's interesting to see because it doesn't seem like they're too much further ahead compared to a team like Comrade, for example. I think the kind of thing they have over Comrade is just the team cohesion that they have available. But yeah, let's see, because we are back into the action. The pause, of course, being removed. Demise, they had a bit of time to discuss what they want to try and do coming into this round. And early on, at least, it did kind of work out for them with Dins finding that opening kill, but he wasn't able to stay alive, sadly. So when it's brought back down to that 4v4 pretty quickly. A minute and 5 seconds remaining, so plenty of time for Demise to kind of take their time and decide what they want to do in this round. They will be hoping perhaps some mistakes will be made on that Endpoint side and give them an opportunity, and this may arise indeed, because Cinda's looking to try and push forward. Samuel was holding for that aggression, and suddenly brought back in favor of Demise.
But those 2 scopes are still in play on the Axis side, and as Demise attempt to make a move against them, they're going to be walking potentially right into the iron, well, the glass sights, I suppose. Painted glass sights of Endpoint. Actually, they're going towards the right bomb side here. Kostya all alone with an STG. It's going to be very difficult for him to hold down, but he spots out 1, able to back off. Now it's back to an even 3 versus 3. They have to push into him as well. He hears them at the bottom of the stairs as they make their way up. He's ready for it, finds 1. No more to be connected, though. The snipers are already starting to rotate around Replan. We've seen him do it from this position before. He had an STG in hand back then, though. He's going to go for the peek towards the T building, and just at the wrong time, Samuel peeks out, taking him down. Finally a round on the board for Demise, 5-1. As we open things up for the Allied side, can they string more together? Well, they've certainly got the weaponry to do so. The economy looking good as well. They can get up a lot of utility, while Endpoint are not looking so fly. They've got a couple of Gavairs out. A shoddy on Kostya, but that shotgun on Kostya could be really, really instrumental. Although he has not got a smoke, he can hold down that A bomb site pretty convincingly. Although we've seen him whiff a little bit specifically on A coastal. He tends to have a really hard time in the hallway, which is unusual.
Yeah, with the shotgun.
Yeah, just with the shotgun, it's really weird. But hopefully he's going to be able to rock things now. He's already going towards the bottom of red early on. He's gained a little bit of map control. And Reflexor opens things up by taking down Blues.
Oh, I think that was team damage, yeah.
Indeed.
A little bit awkward. That made Nielsk actually make a step. And oh my god, Kostya. How does he manage to get that kill? A little quick flick into the left as he claims the life of Nielsk. Reflex are also going to be able to find 1. And it looks like Demise could be facing that instant reset.
Yeah, looking to get that just the 1 token at the end of this round. No kills to come in even as Kostya takes down Samuel G. Oh, there we go. Dins found 1, but he's got to find a full ace to win this out. Bomb dropped. Not for him either. And Kostya haven't picked up an STG. Is in a great position for the next round. This has been a stellar round for Endpoint, and unless Dins can pull off an amazing ace in 30 seconds, it's all over. And there it is, 6-1. Endpoint again finding themselves in the lead, and this time securing it further by resetting the Demise loss bonus. 5 tokens on Samuel G, everybody else on 1 with Dins on 2. The buy is going to be pretty hard to find. Just the carbine to come out on Samuel. I wouldn't even mind if he picked up a smoke or even Dins. Okay, it's Niels to do it, but Samuel donated over to him. So yeah, Samuel uses his token to buy a smoke. It just goes to Niels instead. And that's all the investment they're looking for. Perfect. It's really nice to see. It's a 2-token investment into the round. If they can find a bomb plant, they're already getting a massive return. Are making their way towards B. That smoke deployed, allowing them to close in the distance. Nades coming over towards green, but the distance is already closed in, as they're about to find out. But Replan is coming in big with the Garand. It's going to have to be a big performance from these grease guns as they make their way onto this bomb site. Still a very firm hold by Endpoint.
Indeed it is. Those smoke's not really allowing for as much cover as Demise would have hoped. They've closed in the distance towards that B bomb site at least. The problem is, of course, once again, they have gone ahead and given up control elsewhere on the map. That's allowed for aggression to come in. And as we see, the kills, they do continue to trend in favor of that Axis side. Replan actually taking himself a 4K in this round. Sadly, the ace not going to be allowed, but it doesn't matter because it is still that 7th round to be retrieved by Endpoint. Leading 7-1 now. Looking dominant here on Coastal so far. And as we said, normally it's the Allied side of this map where they do show a little bit more.
Yeah, indeed. The Allied side's where you want to see them kind of coming out with a big lead for Endpoint. And now that Demise have had such a poor start to the Allies, it puts a whole lot of pressure on them. I mean, they need to start picking up rounds soon. They're looking for about 6 here. And that's a very high win rate for a team that's only picked up 1 round across 8. Grenades coming in from Endpoint, not connecting anything. At least Demise are surviving with all their players, but they run straight into a 2-man peak. As Mark takes down 1. Samuel returning it. Now Nielska's thinking about getting a little bit aggressive towards the bottom of red. Contemplating it, and a little bit of map control on offer if he does so. The only problem is, of course, you're going to have Kostya holding down there with the shotgun. Misses the first, connects the second though. An STG in his secondary slot, of course.
I feel like we've seen that standoff just so many times already between Kostya and Nielsk. Kostya this time did manage to come out on top of it, and as we can see now, Demise have managed to advance their way onto that B bomb site, getting that bomb planted. And now Endpoint going to have a tough retake to try and actually pull off. They have solid weaponry to do so, and they do still have a smoke in the possession of Cinda. He's going to throw that down towards yellow to block off vision from the door, and he does also get the info about the player who's in the back of the bomb site. Problem is, Kostya being taken down in the process means they do have to try and fight an uphill battle, and it doesn't look like it's going to go in their favor. Only Reflex are remaining. Gets himself the first kill, but 15 seconds remaining on that clock. Is it even worth for him still trying to go for this, Mitch?
I mean, if he finds 1 kill, it's gonna be a good payoff at least. Return the token, but realistically, without finding that first opening kill, but even if he does find it, it's very unlikely he gets that defuse in. He's no information on the second player, but like I said, he's trying to do a little bit of damage. If he can drop even a Thompson or an STG that they've picked up, if he drops that and finds one, obviously finding the kill in the process, he's sitting in a decent position, having a good return on investment, but it's not going to happen. Demise now on that very nice buy. They're going to run into Endpoint, who aren't looking all too fly themselves, especially losing Reflexor early on. A shotty in play on Cinda this time, but he's going to be taken down very quickly by Dins, who's opening up the B bomb site. The only player left is going to be Kostya. MP40 in hand. He spotted out 1, making his way slowly towards the top and middle. And he's almost guaranteed this kill. Surely, there it is. Now a Garand on offer for him. He can take that ranged fight with it towards the Allied spawn. But they're going to need to do something on the Axis side anyways, because they've only got Replan and Kostya left. 2 versus 4, and Replan's not in the best position. About to be pushed down by multiple tangos
Oh, if they don't check this, though, he could definitely be allowed to get a lot of work done because they have already bypassed them and just headed in towards that bomb site. Kajj able to go ahead and find himself another kill on towards Blues as well. Sadly, no chance for them to actually deny this bomb plant, but this position from Replan definitely could catch them off guard. I don't know if they're going to actually be aware that he could potentially have already made his way in towards the house. Problem being, he doesn't really seem to be too aware of where these players are positioned. Also, we can see Samuel still over on the coast. He's taking his time to come around. The info now being obtained as he looks to try and push up a pretty useful nade, actually, because that's able to force the players off of the bomb site. But the problem is he's still not successful in pushing in, leaving all of the pressure now on the Kajj. And ace clutch is what he's going to be looking for. Gets himself the 4th kill, looking for the ace. And oh my god, Kajj, what a round to step it up massively in.
That is incredible from Kajj, bringing it 8-2, the lead. You can see how happy he is right there. And 8-2, a great lead. And we've seen Endpoint step it up in a couple of these clutch situations. Cinda's had consistent clutches across the last couple of maps, but this is beautiful with the MP40. Jumping around, perfectly predicts the positions of both players. And with that, Demise are going to be demotivated, being torn apart by one man. They had the man advantages, they had the bomb site, they had the bomb plant. It was 4 versus 2, and it's all the Kajj game. Din's given over that M1 Garand earlier on in the round. It cost you the ability to take those long-range fights, drop the players on the bomb site and towards coast from afar, and then finish things off with the MP40 that he started out with. Once more, he's going to be sitting patiently waiting in the red house. Well, spread out across the map, looking for contact. Din's trying to get work done on the B-bomb site once more. Oh, but nobody's watching long. That's a bit of a problem, as Kajj is going to be dropped. Now they've got an opportunity to find more. There it is. Blues and Niels working in unison to take down Reflexer. As Replan rotates around with that sniper, it's going to be very hard for him to really get any impact into this. A 5 versus 3 in play.
Yeah, Replan just hoping that some opportunities will be given to him, and there you go, able to get that first onto Niels. Still down by one man, and sadly Mark's not going to be able to find anything over on that B-bomb site. With that now, the bomb is going to be planted. Cinda going to also follow his teammate to the graveyard, as it's only Replan that remains. And with that scoped rifle, I think he's just going to look to back off and save this, because the economy not looking great for Endpoint. It's one token onto 3 of the players, and then of course Cinda and Reflex are having none at all in the reserve. We'll see Demise picking up that 3rd round, and may have the chance to try and get some more off the back of this now, finally depleting that economy. Replan, let's see if he's actually going to be able to carry this over. I don't think Demise will really want to try and hunt him down on this one. They don't want to lose too many weapons themselves. Their goal to try and grind out these rounds now on this allied side.
Yeah, for sure. With that time left, he should be easily saving that sniper over. Thompson in hand, watching the stairs. There's pretty much no way they take this off him from their positions, unless there's another nutty wall bang going to come through. We've still to go back and watch that, find out exactly what happened over on Manor House.
He shot through like a window of the house, and it went in and through the door.
That's insane. Like the amount of time it takes to realize angles like that exist is. And the timing as well. I mean, that timing was perfect. He knew how long it took to get.
I don't even think it was a headshot.
No, it wasn't. It was a wall bang, just a straight up wall bang to the chest through the wall like that. That was absolutely incredible. We're gonna go scout out the other map, see if there's any nutty angles. It just shows, like, you know, Endpoint really have got a lot saved over for this grand final. Right now, they're going to be investing heavily into a sniper on Replan, who's already going to be able to open up the round, taking down Dins, who's been causing a bit of hassle towards the B site the last couple of rounds. No longer will he be annoying the Axis there, but the rest of the team going to be pushing onto this bomb site of A, and that's going to cause some problems, as Kajj has already dropped down Nielsk with the control of the bottom of red. Or actually, that's the coastal side of red this time that he's holding, switching up his position a little bit. And that's kind of catching Demise off guard. They weren't expecting him to be there. The problem is he can't really get out of there. And with Strove peeking a slightly long-range angle onto him, I don't know if he can connect a one-shot from there. No, indeed he can't. And that low HP easily regen by Strove.
Oh, and a nice shot from Samuel, able to jump up and spot out that angle onto Replan. So Suddenly this is brought down to the 3v3 in a position that could really go either way. Reflex are taking a lot of damage, trapped him behind the tank now. He needs to try and stay alive. If he falls, suddenly that A bomb site is likely to be taken under the control of Demise. Cinda actually pushed up on mid. He may have some chances arise soon. Blues does have a really good idea about what's happening in this smoke, and gets himself a free kill on the mark. Brought back to the 2v2 at least, and sadly a little bit of team damage coming in. That's not going to be a big deal, of course, as the health already regenning, but now both of these players going to be pushed up towards that bomb site itself, looking to try and work together. And Reflexer and Cinda going to have a tough retake, only having the Gavers to work with. Although Cinda has actually got himself a nade still, so that could be very useful.
Deployed towards the bomb site. There it is. That pushes them out in the open. Reflexer hears him going towards the top of the stairs. Does a little bit of damage. Is he expecting to peek from the bottom of the stairs? That's the question. Oh, he's going in with the looter, though. That's not expected. There it is. Nice opening kill. But he's still only got 4 bullets left to find this kill. He's just going to stick it, though. Kostya there to find, or Cinda, sorry, to find the knife kill. That is the end of that. 9-3. I just saw the shotgun and thought of Kostya.
It was actually a sniper.
It was a shotgun from the Demise, was it? No?
Oh, was it?
Was there no shotgun at all? Am I
I don't
hallucinating?
know. I was looking at the weapon in the hands of Cinda.
I could
I didn't
quite
actually
easily be hallucinating.
It could have been a shotgun in his hands on the steps, but I was more focused on Cinda trying to cover with a sniper in hand. He went for the no-scope and then just went for the knife.
That kind of comes back to what I said about the non-scope Carnage AK, right? Like it's that scoped one is so inaccurate on the hip fire. Like even close range, it's very hard to hit that shot. But the Carnage AK unscoped, if you're holding the likes of especially the stairs on one of those bomb sites, it's really easy to peek in and find a hip fire shot pretty accurately. It's almost like a shotgun, but more accurate and more deadly.
Yeah, and it obviously doesn't spread quite as much. But yeah, 9-3 for Endpoint. That was another round that really I don't think they should have been able to pick up. We've seen a couple of those, of course. Cinda with that clutch early on in the first round, and because of that now, Endpoint, they have a pretty comfortable lead at 9-3. But there's still a chance for Demise. If they can bring this back up to 5 or 6 rounds, I think they could be moderately happy. But look at this, Kostya, we know he loves to get aggressive normally towards that red house, we do have to admit. But this time around, trying to push in through mid, will be taken down. Handing over that advantage to Demise early on. But Mark, he's got himself aggressive as well, able to find one. And I think he's happy enough with that now, as he does just lie back down and ensure that he will be able to regen that HP. There's now a 4v4 and a limited amount of time for Demise now to make a choice about which site they want to hit, and also to try and actually get themselves onto that bomb site. And there we go. We can see what they did, of course, choose B. Rappelin, we've seen many times him over on this B bomb site just holding things down. Picking up one at least, but there's still also Mark alongside Rappelin to try and hold it down. But never mind, Samuel is making this work now. Mark suddenly in a very awkward position because they know he's up in the house. Being brought down really low initially. That forces him to kind of shy away from the fights for at least a couple of seconds, but eventually he comes out, actually denies the bomb plant. And with that now, there's nothing that can be done. Blues doesn't have the time to make it work, and it didn't really matter because either way, the kills were found. Endpoint, again, pick up a round that they really shouldn't be winning.
Yeah, that is a really nice round with 10 on the board for Endpoint right now. I mean, we said before, Endpoint are really strong on the Allied side here on Coastal. That's where we expect to see them coming out in force based on what we saw before up against Comrade. And the thing is, though, in general, right, this is a really weak map for them. Losing 16-4 to Avenue, like I said, it's the only map that they've lost since the group stages ended over at Gallantry in a competitive setting. It's literally the only map that they've lost. So I'm not too sure how they're going to fare on the Demise side when they switch over to Axis, but certainly with 3 rounds on the board, you just can't expect a victory to come from there. They really need to start working rounds a little bit better, and finding the opening there from Samuel, that could be the opportunity. Man advantage now to Demise. They have the freedom to take things where they want. They haven't committed to a bomb site. The bomb hasn't been dropped anywhere. It's safely towards the Allied spawn. And they have a lot of map control on A.
Yeah, they really do. It's only Kostya currently over there to try and hold things down. He's on the bomb site itself. They do, of course, also have, I believe that's Replan over towards the broken wall. It is indeed, because he does manage to step it up and find that kill on towards Blues. So brought back to the 4v4. And suddenly it's actually only Nielsk left on this side of the map. All of the focus going to be put towards B. 3 players already grouped up But they are going to have a tough time as Cinda and Mark are ready to try and hold down this bomb site. Mark with the Gewehr not going to be able to find anything, sadly. And now Cinda is the one that has to try and step it up on his own. Gets himself the first. A little bit of assistance from Replan, who actually comes in and gets himself a double. And suddenly Niels, he's left all alone. He had a good position to cut off that rotate. He needed his teammates to find the success. Instead, now he's left to try and clutch things out. And the problem is he doesn't have a lot of time to work with. Gonna have to pick that bomb up and go straight for the plant. Oh, and actually he goes for the fake, expecting the peak to come in, but it's not going to happen. Oh, this is the round over and done with. Replan, balls of steel on this man. He's happy enough to just sit back. Now he wants to kill, perhaps. But I think he just decides against it, realizing, wait, I have an STG. I think I'll keep this one.
Another really nice round from Endpoint there. Replan made a really risky play by not going for that. You could see, though, that's what Nielsk was hoping for. He was hoping that he'd fake out the bomb. If he waits a couple of seconds, surely he's going to go in for the peak with so little time left. But, you know, a nice play by Nielsk, but unfortunately it just doesn't work out. Saving over that Thompson prompts the rest of his team to go for the full buy. You've got Samuel on the sniper, and M1 Garand in the hands of Dins. We've seen all these weapons have good impact for the Allies, but again, they're just not able to close these rounds out right now. It's always Endpoint swinging in at the last second to find the victories. That is when they lose the man advantage early on. If not, the victory is stable throughout the entire round. Samuel again opens things up. That's the B bomb site. Kill for the Allies. They've got the bomb over there. Oh no, Blues gets dropped a little bit awkwardly, but eventually. The 3 versus 4 ensues. Cinda finds one on the bomb site. Replan's there with an STG as well. He's going to be dropped eventually, but Cinda's still in play. Make sure that it's going to be brought down to a 2 versus 1. With only Reflexer left alive, his chances are relatively low, but he has to go for it. Gewehr in hand. He's up against an M1 Garand and a Carbine. Again, not the easiest of victories on the cards right now. He has got the time at least. Problem is, as he taps that bomb, first of all, he's got to clear out all the angles on the actual site. When he taps the bomb, he'll know they're over towards the yellow house. But more than likely, only one of them's going to peak. And if he finds that kill, it's unlikely. Oh, hold on. He's got a smoke, actually. Drops down. Takes the defuse. Now they're going to have to spam through it. Okay, he knows where they both are now. The information is in play for him. Oh, but not able to connect the kill. That's got to be it. Surely it's all over now. 8 seconds left.
Yeah.
Demise playing passive. Go out for the peak. But it wasn't too risky. Time was so low.
It was a nice attempt, though. It was a good idea behind what he was doing. Sadly, just didn't really have the time to work with at the end. And wasn't able to connect those shots as well, of course. And unfortunately, actually, even spammed down through the smoke, I think, without them even seeing him afterwards. So, yeah, a little bit awkward. But Endpoint, I think they'll be pretty happy with being able to come out with 11 rounds on that Axis side. And now heading over to their offense, this is where we get to see the calls from Peng Doggy Mark again.
Indeed, Peng Doggy Mark the Horner. 11-4. Are his calls going to be as sublime as they were yesterday? That's the question. And the answer lies in the next couple of rounds. If they can get off to a solid start here, there won't be a middle or an end. It'll just be a solid start, followed by another map of Demise's choosing, because they only need 5 rounds. And considering they've constantly managed to find massive openings... Oh, never mind. Maybe not this time. As trades come in, Samuel and Blues already open things up, bringing it into a 4 versus 3 in favor of Demise, but Reflexer's getting a little bit aggressive. He spotted out the back of one. Now he's over in connector, knows there's a player shooting at him from L block. Not able to connect the kill, unfortunately, as Dins takes out his teammate. It's a 3v2. Oh, they're not checking Reflexer, though. That's so awkward. He's given such a huge opportunity as they rotate over towards the B bomb site. They're going to have to, because the bomb is there. It's dropped by Dins earlier on. This is really spread out from Endpoint. I don't really like this approach.
Yeah, that's what's going to make it really awkward, and this should be pretty much a free kill for Dins. Oh no! How does he not get that one? If that backfires and they end up losing this round, he will be very disappointed with himself. But still, the bomb going to have to be retrieved by Endpoint. Then they have to try and bring it onto that B-bomb site. And Dins in the process may be given some opportunities to go ahead and take these kills. Gets himself the first, falls back to the pistol. And as he tries to continue to take the fight, he will end up falling. But I don't think the time is available anymore. Reflexer hoping to be able to bait out the peak, but it's not going to happen. Strove is coming in, but the time has already ran down. The kill going to be gifted over for free. as it is Demise to go ahead and pick up the opening round of the second half here on Coastal. And it's a very crucial round as well, of course, considering they are down massively. But yeah, a little bit awkward there for Dins. He almost fluffed that round a little bit.
Yeah, that could have been insanely demotivating. I mean, if Demise didn't win that round, Dins is going to know it's all on him. You can see Mark very calm there, not too put off by the fact that they lost the first round. They're going to go for a little bit of utility. Mark's got a smoke and an idea of where to deploy it. I believe that was over towards mid. Indeed, allowing them to cross into the T room. Niels runs out of ammunition spamming through, so he doesn't even spot them crossing towards B. Now it's all going to be speculation until the Demise players get pushed in on. As Samuel already finds an opening, he's going to go and re-aggress, but there's a player close to the white box. He might be taking him down in a close range fight. As Cinda takes him down indeed. Replan finds one more, but it's only the 2 kills for them so far, and that will be all they manage. Still a surplus of tokens, and sitting on a decent economy, they can actually go for a buy here if they want, with Mark and Kostya just sticking to maybe the Geweers. Or the Carbines, rather, as they're now on the Allied side.
Yeah, it looks like they will buy into this one. Already completely invested. It's a pretty solid buy. They have the M1 Garand coming out, the scoped rifle on the Reflexer, a couple of carbines, and as always, Kostya, he's enjoying that Thompson. He's going to bring that one out. Problem being that they don't really have too much utility. Only a couple of smokes. I think they had one, one used at the start. There's still one in the possession of Cinda alongside a grenade. There we go. Samuel, he's able to open things up. Takes down Raplin. That makes things pretty difficult already early on. Losing one of those, I guess, more powerful weapons. Actually, Blue is over aggressive in the yellow house as well. Needs to be cautious up close to that STG. Looking to try and take the battle against Kostya. That definitely could have been awkward, but he decides it's best to just fall back off. Especially with them already having a man advantage. They don't want to risk really giving the opportunity for it to be equalized.
No, you don't want to give that away to Endpoint. They're not a team you want to give an inch because they'll take a mile. And at the moment, only 5 rounds away from victory. Demise need every centimeter they can get. As Reflexer sitting down with a scope, making his way towards the A-bomb site, isn't quite able to spot anybody out. He has an inkling that perhaps they're not watching this coastal area after finding the kills there earlier on. That might not be entirely true though, because Strove was sitting in the bottom of red, a little bit risky, still looking towards his spawn. He could have been pushed out from the top of coast, taken down from behind, but it works out for him, so you can't say anything negative about it. 7-11. The play works. The rounds are working out for Demise right now. And we got to remember, this is their map pick. Of course, the first map being Manor went pretty convincingly in favor of Endpoint, but right here, although Endpoint have got a decent lead to start things out, it's not looking all too convincing late on, as Demise are picking up consistent round wins, and Endpoint again on a similar buy, sitting with carbines. They've got a Thompson on Kostya. It's really not going to be the best of buys for them as they make their way towards B once more. Nades coming over, not going to connect to anything, I think, indeed. Oh, Cinda's lit down very low, though, but they won't be able to aggress to finish him off because they don't know if his teammates are there to help out. Dins not being checked towards the back of the bomb site. Nice second shot. Kostya loses his head with split-second peek as Replan turns away from the stairs at just the wrong moment. He's being pushed in the back. Nothing that they could do there. Endpoint just being picked apart. A great B defense being mounted by Demise right now as they're already on 8 rounds. And look at this from Dins. The first shot standard enough, player not looking at him, but that second one on the Kostya, beautiful shot. Pre-aiming that angle. And well-deserved 8th round for Demise, who are really making easy work of the Endpoint offense towards B.
Yeah, I think we're kind of seeing a bit of a different Endpoint than what we've seen. I was going to say yesterday, but yesterday we've seen 2 different Endpoints completely on this map. When they were up against Avenue, they lost 16-4, and then they took the victory against Comrade. And coming in now, their allied side not looking great. The coordination perhaps seeming a little bit off, those trades not quite being on point. And we can see Demise, of course, they are a team that are able to exploit that, bringing it to within only a 3-round difference now. Of course, Endpoint, they do continue to buy. They have a very solid investment coming into this round, and let's see if they can make it work, because they are taking things a little bit slower this time around. Cinda looking to try and get the control in towards the red house, and if he makes his way up into that window, he could be given a bit of an opportunity, because we do see the aggression has come in from Niels. He's playing close to that broken wall, and just overall from Demise right now, this is a very passive setup.
Yeah, even the broken wall player Nielsk is hiding, really looking through the gaps in the boxes to try and see anybody pushing through. They haven't got any information. That could be problematic, but look at the position from Strove. Oh, no, hold on. I thought Cinda was going to walk into him with his back turned, but he's working his way around, and he's going to find the back of Strove. Mark opens up things towards B, but still Din's left alive. He's had some good impact so far, but not able to connect any shots there. As Nielsk and Blues find one each, it's not going to be enough. Still a 3 versus 2. They're baiting him in by faking the bomb plant. He's low HP at this point, looking to finish off the kill. Oh, he suspects Repland's position, though. Very nice play from Blues. Dropped by Cinda, though. But with 8 seconds left, they have to go for this bomb plant. All Nielsk has to do is stop it from going down. They haven't picked up the bomb yet. What's going on? He finds the kill. He just has to run. What are Endpoint doing?
I don't know how that happens. Where exactly was the bomb dropped?
It was dropped over towards the market where he dropped Replan. Replan had the bomb. He faked the bomb plant, went over towards between the truck and the market on the bomb site.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. They had a player on the bomb site the whole time. They had 10 seconds. They know they have to get the bomb. They drop a smoke. That allows them to get the plant in, and they just don't pick the bomb up.
The pressure getting the Endpoint a little bit, perhaps.
Either that or they were going for a flashy play to fake out the bomb plant so he closes in the distance and they go for the kill. But that's so risky at this stage in a best-of-5 final, and you have the opportunity to claim that 12-8.
I understand the first fake. They did eventually trade that kill, but it was in the end that they just weren't able to pick the bomb up in time, looking to try and hunt down the kill instead, I guess. But not going with each other, meaning with no chance for that trade. It just didn't happen. Replan, though, he wants to try and recover things in this round. Already been able to open it up on towards Dins. And let's see if this is going to be the one where they can make a count, because slowly but surely, this massive lead that they did have heading into the second half has begun to slip away. 5 rounds now going in a row for Demise. And Endpoint, pretty soon is when they do begin to worry a little bit, perhaps. Strove, though, he needs to be cautious. We've seen in the previous round, of course, it was a bit awkward for him. He ended up getting caught off guard by Cindy, who pushed around. This time he takes the slightly more direct route, going directly through that door, and either way been able to claim himself the kill. So, yeah, this is looking really awkward right now. Endpoint have just got themselves into such strong positions. Did he not spot the player? He did eventually, but that could have been very awkward. They've actually taken a little bit of team damage from the player who was left over in that red house on mid. But a 4v2 now, only Samuel and Niels remain in a very difficult task to try and pull off this retake. And especially with that scoped Car 98 and the STG, that's a lot of tokens that they have in their possession.
Well, Samuel should certainly think about going for a save, but he has no opportunity to think now as Replan takes him down. That's 12-9. Endpoint finally coming out on top, and with 4 players left alive as well. And here's that almost awkward moment. Obviously, Kostya playing on a bit of a different view model to what we have. His gun possibly just about blocking the body. But also, you're very focused on the center of your screen, right? So you could see he turned around once he jumped past, so whether that was his teammate calling for him, that he'd just seen someone, one of his dead teammates, or whether he realized a little bit too late. But thankfully, he does pick the kill up, and it avoids an incredibly awkward scenario. As the player spotted out on A long and pushed back, Mark now going to be prompted to push down there and claim that control. It is was being watched by Samuel, but he has only got the MP28, a very difficult gun to pick up kills on range with, especially against the carbine. That's so awkward. Reflexor just killed Kostya. Demise lit him, sorry, Blues lit him down so low. And Reflexor decided to finish him off, obviously by accident, into a 4 versus 3. 2 kills for Replan early on into the round. Reflexor looking to retrieve the bomb that he helped to drop. The Strove picks up 1. That's the Axis, evened it out now, 3 versus 3.
Yeah, Blue's in a nice position, though. Problem being, of course, that he does only have this default SMG, the MP28, but up close, he's able to just find himself that opening kill with ease. Won't be traded as he looks to try and fall back, but Dim's still alive on this bomb site, hiding in at the back towards the Marcus stall. He's looking to try and get something done. Spots out the first player, trying to take that long-range duel, not going to go in his favor. And it's Replan to come in and clean things up. He takes himself an ace, actually. It was against that basically full eco, of course, but that's always nice. He's currently sitting on 28 frags to 12 deaths. He's been having a strong game so far. And also a lot of economy. He had 11 tokens to start that round off.
Yeah, that's certainly not bad. now fully invested all of those, though. And we're looking at a pretty poor buy on the Demise side, but Endpoint are looking pretty fly. They've got the full nades on 3 players. Well, 2. Mark's got the bomb and a grenade. It doesn't look like they're going to be finding any openings with them just yet. But they've kept players back from coast, so they know that they can push up, take those close range fights. Kostya spots out a second as well. He's going to be taken down by Samuel, but Reflexer finds out the trades. And now things are very awkward for Demise. They've got to get back on that bomb site. They have no utility to do so. It's a 4 versus 3. Trying to find an opening kill. They've also got to worry about top mid. Not anymore, they don't, because Dins sweeps that up pretty quickly. With 45 seconds left, there is still a lot of time for Demise to get into this bomb site. They just need to be given an opportunity. 1 opening kill is all they need. As they close in the distance, again, they've got to be cautious of Cinda over towards the Axis spawn. He might be able to pick up a little bit of damage if he's given an opportunity, but he's rotating around to try and get the flank on them. Now all that's needed is for Reflexer to at least pick up 1 kill, and they should be able to come out on top. Cinda catches 1, trying to jump up on the box. That's going to be it. It's a 2 versus 1. Samuel G has got 12 seconds. They're not even peeking him. The ballsy play is they hope he's not defusing, and they're right to hope so, as Mark finishes things off with a Thompson. I can only imagine how tilted they would have been if he stuck that, but it would have been a ridiculously stupid decision, 2 versus 1.
Yeah, it definitely would have been risky.
Well, it would have been the smart play there, obviously, if he was somehow in their head.
He didn't know
but
that, though.
There's literally, if you were to stick that defuse in a 2 versus 1, it's the wrong play 10 times out of 11.
But yeah, another buy going to come out for Demise. This one's actually pretty solid, but it could be the last of these proper buys. If they lose this one, they could be put down to a little bit of a weaker one in the upcoming round. So it is indeed crucial as Point getting ever so close once again to reaching that map point position. But that does give them a bit of assistance. Strove able to open things up with the nades. Sadly though, Replan, he returns one of his own. Nielsk is going to fall. The distance being closed in by Kostya. Reflex are holding for that aggression over towards the yellow house. And suddenly it's just a swarm of kills coming in favor of Endpoint. Kostya actually found himself a knife in the midst of all that. And suddenly Din's left all alone, and they do know he is this B-bomb site anchor because he's always over there looking to try and lock that down. So with that, they walk it towards A, they plant the bomb, and that should be map point for Endpoint.
Yeah, indeed. This could be the end point of Demise. I heard Din's dropping my puns earlier to Mark as he was walking in. Said, are you ready to meet your demise? This is going to be your end point. It sounds a lot worse when I hear other people say them. That's what I've learned.
Sounds pretty bad when you say it as well.
Yeah, just not to me. It's 15-9. 1 more round needed for Endpoint. Do you believe in the comeback from Demise? 6 consecutive rounds, Axis side. It's going to be possible, but take
as
a look
you said,
at
possible, but not plausible in my opinion.
Yeah, Endpoint have been the stronger team so far, right?
Yeah, definitely has been the case. I'm sure we've seen Demise have some very nice rounds, but it seems like Endpoint, because they're not relying as much on just that individual skill, they have a little bit more team cohesion. I feel like they will be able to find at least 1 more round throughout these 6. Potentially could close it out right now, because as I said, of course, Demise, they buy what they can into this round, but it's not going to be a perfect investment. A little bit more limited in terms of that utility. Niels tried to push forward early on and find something for them to work with, but sadly he does get taken down. Dins though, Gavir over on B, able to find themselves 1, as it is going to be a 5 versus 4. Eventually though, that tried to be returned.
Yeah, but a bit of presence still towards that B-bomb site. They have got an opportunity, but Cinda's trying to bait them out. Mark takes down Blues, and all they have to worry about now is Nielsk towards the L block. He's lying down in the position where Kostya approached him before and almost had an awkward scenario, but still going to be... Oh, the bomb actually being touched down on Marcus, still towards the A-bomb site, finding himself an opening. He's going to be taken down by Samuel, though, as he's not checking that, but that's still going to be worthwhile. It's a 3 versus 2 right now. You can't expect 2 players to still be on that bomb site either. And just cutting off these rotations puts them in a really nice position. They have to play passive on the bomb site right now. 33 seconds. It's Demise that have to make the move. Oh, nice one-tap coming through from Samuel. Didn't quite catch that, but Reflexer caught it with his head. As Niels tries to close things out here. Is that a grenade going over? Yeah, it was. So it's going to slow things down from Truck anyways. As Replan claims 1. I think he just spotted out the other player as well. Saw Samuel jumping up.
No time at
DSTG.
this point. It just can't be done. This is Endpoint taking themselves the second map here on Coastal, and once again going to be Demise now that's going to get that decision about which map they want to play next. But I feel like Coastal probably was their best chance out of the map pool.
Yeah, for sure. Look, Endpoint are historically worse on Coastal than any of the base maps. And when we talk about base maps, that's going to be Manor, Liberation, Coastal, and Derailed. Those are the ones that throughout the every single game that we've streamed so far, myself and yourself, Dean, has been insta-ban on Savoya and an insta-ban on Invasion from both teams. So that, of course, leaves Manor, Lib, Coastal, and Derailed as the maps that are being played the most right now. And the thing is, coming into the next map, what do Demise choose? We're loading into Liberation off stream right now, but I'm not sure if that is actually a map choice or not just yet. Like, so they've got Lib, Derailed, and Invasion to go for, and on Lib and Derailed, I still think Endpoint are going to have a really solid chance. I think Invasion is it's maybe time to pull that out. I mean, Demise obviously winning that previous map or losing that previous map. It's their map choice again, and maybe they can catch Endpoint off an Invasion, although. And having spoken to Demise before this tournament began, they said they're prepared on all maps. They're ready to go. So I feel like, you know, we might just see an Invasion come out. It could be the best decision.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what they decide on, but I think we are going to find that out pretty soon. I believe, at least, that we are ready to go ahead and just take a quick break before we get back into the action. So
We might have another interview coming up.
Oh, do we?
Not too sure. Is it a Joe and Baker interview? Yeah, all right. We're going for a Baker and Joe interview. That's going to be coming up in just a couple of minutes, so stay tuned, and we'll be back after this quick break.